You work hard, you earn a decent living, you do everything you're supposed to do, and yet somehow your bank account is always empty by the end of the month. This feeling of being stuck is a reality for millions of Americans who are currently playing out this exact same script. Your money is quietly disappearing despite your best efforts, even as you avoid the obvious traps of overspending and frivolous debt. This systemic financial strain is the direct result of a hidden economic shift, a multi-decade change that most people never see happening. For decades, being part of the middle class came with a predictable guarantee. People lived with the entirely normal expectation of owning a home and planting roots in a stable community. Supporting a family on a standard income used to leave room for consistent savings and genuine peace of mind. Maintaining this lifestyle was accessible through a single stable job, requiring no extraordinary wealth or exhausting side hustles. That achievable baseline of normal has been quietly erased, leaving today's workers chasing a version of life that has become mathematically impossible. This chart shows the income cost decoupling. A single line represents steady middle-class wages. Concurrently, the cost of necessities, housing, healthcare, education, aggressively surged. While costs climbed, average paychecks stayed stagnant, creating a widening void in the family budget. This mathematical gap is the trap where middle-class stability is quietly siphoned away. Housing acts as the primary anchor, with surging property prices and climbing rents, isolating even workers with stable professional careers. Childcare costs have followed a similar trajectory, skyrocketing to a point where they often rival rent and break the financial logic of dual-income households. Healthcare introduces a layer of total instability, where even the insured live one medical emergency away from complete financial ruin. These represent the mandatory baseline operating costs of survival in the modern world. Because the pillars of basic survival have structurally outpaced what a standard income can carry, families are being forced into impossible choices. Beyond the major bills, a relentless sequence of daily, seemingly manageable microtransactions further drains every account. You see the inflation of everyday survival in the grocery bill, which creeps higher with every trip to the store. Energy and transportation costs add another layer of unyielding pressure to the simple act of getting to work. This is compounded by the accumulation of modern necessities, like digital subscriptions, rising insurance premiums, and utility fees. Together, these small costs combine into a massive, silent tax that systematically empties a bank account without the earner ever realizing it. This creates the assistance trap, a paradox where you earn too much to qualify for institutional help, but not enough to ever feel truly secure. The pressure results in a generation of people delaying major life milestones, from buying their first home to starting a family of their own. Surviving this trap now requires sacrificing the basic components of a normal life, forcing people to cut back on things that were once considered standard. It leads to the exhausting feeling of running at full speed every single day just to maintain the status quo. The math is unforgiving. An income that remains static while everything around it inflates causes families to actively fall behind. The missing balance in your bank account was siphoned away by the widening gap between your paycheck and the soaring cost of living. Middle-class wealth wasn't lost in a single moment. It was systematically drained over decades. Slowly and quietly.